because this is lascivious, and I like the culture. I will challenge it. I've gone to all 15 countries in Liberia, and I know all 15 countries, and you can I can show him more than all the rules that I know. No real fuel road in that country, in the interior part, that they have been given to any local contractor.
Okay.
Most of the fuel roads they give to local contractor are right within the capital city.
Okay, thanks. So kind of hurry that the time is out. Ben, you have just 1 minute.
Let me answer him quick. In my home in Lofa County, the road from Golu, from Gonge Junction going into Payakola is now under rehabilitation by a local contractor. Okay. The road from Zozo going to Zelapara is under construction. The road from Kolahun to Vahun is under construction by local contractor. So you can't say that. So I can say that. Federal Corporate, let me tell you this. I'm not getting throwing no more. I'm analyzing and speaking from Brandon Samokai. Brandon Samokai said he will pay people on the average salary of 400. That's what he said. The first day the machine came, he said he will need 1,000 present. The next day he said 1,300. So let's say 400 times 1,300. That's where I got my number from. It's 400 and 1,200. You see here, Julius, 400 and 1,300. It's 520,000 per month. Multiply that by 12 months. How much is that? It's $6.2 million. I'm not fabricating the numbers. Brandon Samokai said he will need around $700,000 to build each of those 719 hubs. Multiply 700,000 times 19. It's
700,000 times 19 is 30,300,000.
Okay, get even make it 250,000. Pay 250,000 times 19.
250,000. We have to run
times 19.
Times 19 is 4.7 million.
Okay, make it even 150,000. You can't build another place less than 150,000. Make it 150,000. So
150,000.
I'm well inclined with what I'm doing. I don't lie.
Times 19 is 2.8 million.
So right now, Brandon Samokai will need 2.4 million to start building those places. So you're telling me I throw in numbers? You didn't envision that this was going to happen. That's the reason why I stay away from it, because I know you have learned from some of these things and correct your mistake. But send the machine in here now, we'll start telling you the brilliant that will come.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, Benedict Koluba. We have you here again. And again, it's always open. We always try to bring people from government alongside him to debate. People do not show up. So you really cannot blame us. If people should come in, you'll come. Why, you say?
They know I don't lie. Two, I use their own report and analyze. So they can't vote. They will never debate with me. If you bring a propaganda here, you get, Joy, we are based on the quarter million. They will be ready for that one. But me, they will never be ready because I get taking their. I even finish with CSA report here.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, Ben. That's how we go. My name is Julius Jeh. Tomorrow is another day. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Linked to the country's secessionist rebellion This is what Belgian prosecutors are saying. They are suspected to be leaders of the Ambazonia Defense Forces, ADF, a militia fighting for the independence of Cameroon's two Anglophone regions in what is mainly French-speaking nation. Money is reportedly being risked for the armed struggle and the purchase of arms and ammunition, and instructions for attacks are said to be given from Belgium. The Federal Prosecutor's Office said. Welcome, the OK Conversation. Let's take a very quick break with some of our sponsors. We'll take some now. We'll take some before we take our next guest, and we'll take some before we take our final guest of the evening, the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5, beginning with our prime sponsor. We need more sponsors, though. Big sponsors. Come into business, right? Do some business with us, so you can always hear us. Yeah.
Your real property taxes. Your real property taxes.
My people, you don't hear it? The LBR people, the people then that can collect government taxes. They say that it's time now to pay your real estate tax. Whether you get house or you get land in the city or outside the city, the LBR people say that it's time to pay your tax from now to July 1 this year. The people from the LBR will be in your community to tell you everything you need to know. So look out for them. They will come and teach you everything you need to know about paying your taxes for your properties. Just cooperate when you see them in your community. And you know, when you pay tax, all of us can enjoy. When you pay your tax on your land or your house, the government will do plenty fun things for all of us. Pay tax, we all enjoy.
We are brave. We are passionate.
Hey, Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I'll just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that will 5 and 6. So
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Sandra, where are you going?
To the next water and sewer office to pay my bills.
But you live not too far from Pinsville City Hall.
Yes, but water and sewer got no office in that area.
Oh, so you don't hear the news yet?
What news?
The Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation has a new cashier center at the Pinsville City Hall where all LWSC bills can be paid daily, Monday to Friday, from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m.
What? So you won't tell me I've been wasting time on this road waiting for back when I could just walk to the Pinsville City Hall to pay my water bills?
Enjoy improved, efficient, and convenient financial services at the new LWSC Cashier Center, recently opened at the Pinsville City Hall for our value customers, mainly people living in the vicinity. For more information, call 0777-464-171, 0886-616-767, 0886-617-200, or our orange call-free number, 5972.
Your favorite RLJ Kenneja Resort and Villas is new and improved with top-notch first-class services guaranteed to make you feel pampered and special as our royal guests. Ideally located on the RI Highway, a few minutes drive from the rehab junction, right in front of the Atlantic Ocean, you are assured of a peaceful, serene atmosphere of a home away from home. The ingredients for our Liberian meals are freshly picked from our garden to give you that unforgettable taste of Liberian cuisine. Our villas are designed and equipped to ensure every night spent with us is a memorable one. We are well positioned to host conferences and seminars of all sizes, as well as outdoor events like garden weddings and parties. Book your upcoming events and leave the rest for us to handle with 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach us on 0770-533-415 or email us at reservations@kendejaresort.com.lr. Visit our website on www.rljkendejaresort.com.lr. RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas, for memories worth repeating.
Indeed, enjoy everything that you need to enjoy there. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Let's take a in fact, it's not a quick break anymore, but our fact check with our partners, Local Voices Liberia. After that, we will rumble.
Good day and welcome to the Fact Check segment. This segment debunks disinformation and provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. I am Ralisa Massa. On March 1st, the head of the Free Liberia movement, Reverend Tolly Ishkra, claimed that nearly 80% of Liberians who apply for visas at the U.S. Embassy in Monrovia are denied. Reverend Kra made the statement during an appearance on OKFM, arguing that Liberia, founded by formerly enslaved people from the United States and historically linked to the U.S. government, is not granted visa-free access. To verify this claim, we reviewed data from the U.S. Department of State focusing on B visa refusal rates for non-immigrants by nationality for fiscal years 2024 and 2025. Our review found that in fiscal year 2024, the adjusted refusal rate for Liberia was 79.38%, consistent with findings reported by Local Voices Liberia. In fiscal year 2025, the adjusted refusal rate declined to 73.01%. Based on these figures, Reverend Kras claimed that almost 80% of Liberians who apply for visas are denied is incorrect. While the 2024 rate was close to 80%, the 2025 denial rate shows a notable decrease from 79.38% to 73.01%. And on February 26, a panelist on Spoon FM, Emmanuel George, claimed that Montserrat County has the highest literacy rate in Liberia at 74.1%. He further stated that Grand Bassa County's literacy rate stands at 42.6%, Grand Cape Mount County's at 42.3%, and Mankibi County's at 58.8%. George made the claim while discussing a proposed change of venue from Montserrat County to another county in connection with the Capitol Building arson case. He argued that literacy levels should be considered when determining a trial venue, given the complexity of legal arguments involved. To verify this claim, we reviewed the 2022 thematic report on education and literacy published by the Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Services. The latest report shows that Montserrat County has the highest literacy rate at 74%. It lists Grand Bassa County at 43%, Grand Cape Mount County at 42%, and Mankibi County at 59%. These official figures closely align with the statistics cited by George, with minor differences attributed to rounding. Based on the 2022 latest thematic report on education and literacy, Emmanuel George's claim that Montserrat County has the highest literacy rate in Liberia and that literacy rates in Grand Bassa, Grand Cape Mount, and Mankibi County are significantly lower is correct. This is all we had time for today on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Pram FM, and Kia Radio to counter this information and help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberia Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The founder or partner had no say in the editorial decision leading to the production of this fact check segment. We'll be back on Friday with more fact check reports to help you know the facts. If you want us to fact check claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0778 986778 and we will check for you. Also follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, Twitter at LBR Fact Check, and go to our website www.localvoicesliberia.com. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
And yes, welcome. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Let's see if we can place a call to the National Food Authority. Let's see what they have, what's coming up for them. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Share the video and invite others to join in. We have with us on the line one of the deputies there, Bob Kato. Bob, welcome. I don't know if you are one or you are the only deputy, but welcome.
Good evening, Julius, and good evening to the Liberian people. I'm Bob Kato, and one of the deputies, actually, we have a deputy. This call is being recorded.
What did you touch on your phone to say the call is being recorded? Well, anyway, thanks.
Yeah, I like to become myself when I'm going to do the radio.
Oh, okay, good. Now, tell us, what's coming up for the National Food Authority? Is that the name, National Food Authority?
National Food Assistance Agency. And
okay, National Food Assistance Agency. Okay, yeah.
And that name, people always mistake up for the authority to the extent that it may affect our situation.
Okay, so tell us what's coming up for you people. What's happening?
The National Food Assistance Agency has a 5-year strategic plan that was developed and it was validated on Friday with all the technicians' participation. So tomorrow is the launch of the 5-year strategic plan 2026 to 2030 for the National Food Assistance Agency.
Okay, so
the strategic plan lay out the strategic direction or give the roadmap for what we intend to achieve within the next 5 years.
And where is it going to be launched? And who are expected to be there? What time?
The launch is at the Clan Marie Event Hall to the ICANN, National Archive Center for National Document or something, but it's ICANN, that's the general name to on 12th Street.
Okay.
And it starts 10 in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning. The stakeholders are then invited are basically ministry agencies and institutions, NGOs are involved with food assistance programs across the country. We expect an entity, the National Disaster Management Agency, the LRRC, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ministry of Agriculture, Education, Health, Justice, Ministry of Local Government. These are all actors, and most of whom are members of our board.
Do we also expect to see the Red Cross there?
Yeah, Red Cross, FAO, the UFP, Save the Children, Well Congo Life, Mary News. These are basically some of the partners, UNDP, and the firm. Most of them have confirmed their participation tomorrow for the launch of the strategic plan.
Well, since the plan hasn't been launched yet, we can go deep into it. Hopefully, when it is launched, we can have you people here to look at the details. But a 5-year strategic plan. Right now, what are you doing? How are people feeling your presence as a food assistance agency? What have you been able to do so far?
Well, we've achieved a lot. We started our own executive order and we worked to ensure that we get an enabling site to stand as an autonomous agency, which was happened last year, June. And since then, we were able to get some funding from private individual. The last amount we received came from the African Union, 50,000. through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we were able to impact 8 countries with food donation, affecting 38 institutions. So those countries are Nimabo, Nimabo, Grand Pastor, Cape Man, Bomi, we went there, Grand Chile. So far, what the next country? So yeah, it was up to 8 countries. I'm speaking of the record now, but there were 8 countries basically that got affected by our intervention during the Christmas and New Year season, rolling over to the New Year.
Who were you giving food assistance to, and what kind of food were you distributing?
Exported food items, mostly homegrown food, were distributed to prison.
Like what? Like what?
Hospitals. Well, control red, palm oil, gari, popodolo, imported rice, vegetable oil. They were exported food items, essentially made with imported and locally produced food items, and were distributed within 8 countries of Liberia.
Did you have some fish there? Whether dry fish or fresh fish or some beef or something?
No, actually no. We did not get to can in a fish.
Yeah, and nothing like luncheon meat, sardine or whatever.
Not with the EU donation, but there were previous donations that were done where we carried sardine.
Okay.
To the different vulnerable groups, the stable groups, the Antoinette Tubman Social Home, the School of the Plan. Yes, in many cases, even had a rehab center that was done by Honorable Darius Delon, taking food items there, some of which included sardine.
So what yeah, we know the plan will come up, but how big do you intend to do this so that it is on the lips of everybody across the country, 15 counties, people can know and feel the impact of the government in food assistance, especially to the most needy of society?
We intend to do it very big. You know, there are 5 focal areas basically: school feeding, prison feeding, feeding of vulnerable populations on the overall. Those who, for one or two reasons, they are considered vulnerable. They categorize a different level of vulnerability. And we also have to do feeding during emergency period, whether it's during refugee situation, it's during natural disasters, pandemic, any form of emergency. We are also supposed to provide food assistance. We are also charged to establish regional food costs by buying excess food products from the farmers, storing it to be used for redistribution or for distribution during the periods of our different distributions. So we have 5 thematic areas, and these are the areas we will be focusing in the next 5 years to ensure that food assistance is sustainable for those who may not be able to fetch food either based on their physical condition or for some other reasons, emergency situation.
Bob Cato, thanks so kindly for splendidly laying it out, and we wish you and the team, the Director General, everybody there, all the best. And we also hope that you can get the necessary funding, especially from government, now that we are going above $1 billion budget, to give you a whole lot of money to be able to give monthly food ration to the most needy of society. That is my vision for that whole 5-year plan. I hope that is what it is going to lead to.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julius. We look forward to seeing you. OKFM and OKTV have been invited to cover the program tomorrow, in addition to other online and mainstream, print, and electronic media. We expect to see all stakeholders there tomorrow to know what is in the document so that you also can help to tell it to the Liberian people. All over the world, they are vulnerable people, and it is the responsibility of government to ensure that all citizens have access to nutritious food at all times, no matter what your level of vulnerability. Because food is number one of physiological needs. When you got food, then you can handle the rest of it. So thank you for hosting me, and God bless you also.
Okay, his name is Bob Cato. He's one of the deputies there at the National Food Assistance Agency. Tomorrow, they are launching their 5-year strategic plan. It is my hope that that plan will be able to ensure and endorsed by the government that, put some millions there, to touch the most needy of society. 12 million should not be a very big amount. Yeah, 12 million should not be big to every month feed the most needy in our society. Those people are able to do it. Yeah, if I think it's too much, you can start with 6. Yeah, 500,000 every month to buy food and stuff, and all these very most needed people in society across. Whatever it is, there has to be some huge commitment from government, even as you asking other people to put in other things. Don't just wait for disaster. Don't just wait for Christmas time. There are needed people who they are first thing. The first thing about food, they don't have access to it. Yeah, it's not easy stuff. So, yep, that is what we're hoping to make that agency more vibrant, to be able to touch the lives of people. Even the person doesn't have clothes to wear, they eat first. When they're stomach full, they'll be able to find something to wear. They will have strength. Yeah. So that's what it is. We promised you the other day about bringing forth Mr. Augustus P. Jones' bill and that of Senator Abraham Darius DeLong, whether Senator DeLong allegedly paraphrased or plagiarized the man's bill without his consent and all of that. So he submitted his to me. So this is a copy of the letter he submitted to Senator DeLong's office on the 17th of April 2024. Reverend Maron Sloju. I'm seeing Mr. Hove, and then there's somebody's number here at COS. If you're watching, you're seeing this is a very old letter. So that's that. I will not read it. It's too long. I don't have enough time. I have a few things to talk about. So, but I will just read the preamble of both bills. I've read through both, and I told you the other day, given my analytical skills, they are quite dissimilar. They are not the same. Senator Dillon insists he really didn't see this letter. He didn't read it. He's not aware of this bill and all of that. That's why he insists. So let's read an act to constitute. This is Mr. Jones's bill as submitted and passed by the House then, according to him. And then, then Representative Baron Brown as well confirmed this. So this is tied to an act to constitute a claims court in each county in the Republic of Liberia. Whereas Article 34E empowers the national legislature to constitute courts inferior to the Supreme Court to include claims court. Whereas court is a government institution authorized to adjudicate legal disputes between parties and to carry out the administration of justice in accordance with the rule of law. Whereas the prescribed jurisdictional powers of the claims court for the proper administration of justice throughout the Republic is defined in Article 26 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Whereas the absence of the claims court through the Republic of Liberia has adversely affected the binding force and effect of the authority of the Constitution on all authorities and persons throughout the Republic, according to Article 2, whereas abrogating or attempting to abrogate, subverting, or conspiring to subvert the Constitution by use of force or show of force or by any other means which attempts to undermine the Constitution shall constitute treason against the Republic. Now, therefore, it is enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia in legislature assembled. Then they have Section 1A, definition of court, B, authority of the court, types of cases dealt with, a claim court, Section 2, statutory time limit, and all of that. That is the opening lines of Mr. Jones's stuff, and it has up to 9 pages. It's 9 pages. Let's go to Senator Darius DeLong's version. Let's go to Senator DeLong's version. So I hope you listen to. So Senator DeLong's one starts with preamble. This one doesn't have preamble. It says an act to constitute a clean score in each county in the province of Liberia. So Senator DeLong starts with, whereas Article 22 of the Constitution guarantees the right to property and protection against unlawful deprivation. Mr. Jones says Article 34E empowers the national legislature to constitute courts inferior to the Supreme Court, to include claims court. Senator DeLong's next paragraph says, whereas Article 20A guarantees access to courts and due process of law. This one says, whereas court is a government institution authorized to adjudicate, blah, blah, blah. Senator DeLong, whereas the Constitution contemplates state accountability for wrongful acts, omissions, contractual breaches, and lawful takings requiring just compensation. Whereas Senator Abraham Darius DeLong has, through persistent advocacy on debt relief, management, and payment, championed the establishment of a comprehensive legal framework for claims and compensation in Liberia, and his efforts have been instrumental in ensuring the enactment of this legislation. Now, therefore, it is hereby enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives in legislature assembled as follows by one preliminary and general principles. Section 1, short title, this act shall be cited as the Liberia Claims and Compensation Act of 2026. Section 2, objectives. So, I mean, in details, in everything, I've gone through both. They are very, very dissimilar. I will know if there was plagiarism, but it's when you go through everything, they're very, very different. Now, this does not mean I agree with Senator DeLong that he didn't read the man's letter. No, I was not there. I don't know about that one. He says he did not see it. He did not read it. Yes, he acknowledged on the show that this man has been running this, and he would not even have a problem to this being named after him. But there was this issue that the man thought, well, I've been talking about this thing, the pastor in the house. So and it went to the Senate, and I wrote Senator DeLong about informing him. I didn't hear from him. I've been trying. I can't hear from him. Then he just jumped out with clean course, Bennett. Like he just Martina, he make it with anybody will feel like that, like Martina, he just running with ill. But no, given what we've read, both of them, they are seeking the same thing, but the language, the tone, even when you go to the different definitions and blah blah blah, what should happen and blah blah blah, all of those things, they're quite different. Yeah. Okay. So we move on from that. I've done justice. I told you. Okay. So I got it. CSA. CSA, Ministry of Transport, they say what they're doing. Anyway, that is something my guys will talk about at 5. So we just leave transport and CSA. You got the two of them. Transport doing something because like they just forced, they're not happy. The minister and he just gotta follow along. Or maybe he pretending or whatsoever. But other than that, pretense, the whole government on pretense with the whole thing. But let me just leave it. I mean, leave it for today. I think the guys will talk something about it tomorrow. We will talk about it again. But a pretending thing, the government, they're breaking their own laws. They're pretending they have no transitional plan. No transitional plan was in place. Nothing whatsoever. They step on it. We know because of people's selfish interest, they're giving a company huge percentage over government. Some places 30% of government, some places 25%, some places 35%, and the huge chunk goes to the company because some get all kind of back. Some people in government right now, they get all kind of shares and kickbacks all in the corner. That's what happening. So they got to do this. That's a reality. Let me talk to I've been dodging it, but that's a reality. You're plenty. Yeah? It'll be okay for you and your family, suffer the whole country, make a reduced support to the government that will benefit everybody so it can benefit your family. You'll be enjoying it. Okay, you'll be good hustle or ride good cars. Yeah, no problem. Y'all continue. We'll finish that one there. I'll come back to it tomorrow. And you pushing it, I know some well. I know you. Yeah, I know you. I just know how we think for. I know you. Y'all enjoy for now. One day. Eh. So the LPRC and the Ministry of Commerce say the current prices of petroleum products in the country will remain unchanged as there are sufficient products in country. Let me go to the statement itself. Is it? Statement run away from me. Don't run. Okay, yeah, this is it. So the statement says the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in close consultation with the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, has issued the March 3, 2026 price circular establishing new petroleum product ceilings for both wholesale and retail markets. Under the new circular, fuel prices for gasoline PMS and fuel oil AGO will remain unchanged in US dollar terms. Retail pump prices are set at $4.02. That's LD 755 for gasoline and $4.33 LD 810 for fuel oil, reflecting prevailing exchange rates adjustments. Like CBR rate 187 to so the money changer they if CBR rate is 187 now, I've not seen any rate at 187. Money changes all the way down to 180, 181, 182. The prices indicated are reflective of last month's average flats. In a meeting with importers and that is why I'm drawing your attention, and petroleum stakeholders to assess the impact of the ongoing crisis in the global petroleum market. So they held a meeting with importers. The government noted with grave concern the rising prices of petroleum products around the world and has taken steps to ensure that the relevant government functionaries continue to monitor the situation and make necessary price adjustments based on existing market conditions. Meanwhile, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, wishes to assure the public that the country holds a significant and secure stock of petroleum products. Consequently, the government has aligned a comprehensive contingency plan to avert any sudden or unjustified price spikes and is working closely with importers and dealers to ensure that the global situation is not exploited to create artificial shortages or increase prices beyond what is fair and necessary. LPRC said, we're hearing it, the fuel price, the gas price, everything, they're going up because of what's happening in Iran, Israel, US, the Strait of Hormuz and all of that. So we're monitoring it. The prices will remain the same. We've called in the importers. We have enough stock in the country. I just want to remind you what's on here. So the prices will remain the same for now, but we're monitoring to see anything. Yeah, but we have enough stock in country. So no need to panic and all of that. Right? Fair. And the importers, they were there. And the government says, we're making sure that nobody will exploit the situation to carry price up and all of that. Right? There's a similar thing that happened in the previous administration. I know they hear the similar thing that happened in the previous administration. They're saying meeting, they're saying kind of release came out. Oh, yeah, it's to do and blah blah blah. What did the importers do? If you go to the gas station, they say no gas. Or well, just open small, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, those videos you can see circulating, oh, people pile up to gas station and blah blah blah. It was because the importers were forcing the government's hand to carry price up. Now, let me read you something. The way people can play the politics, thank God for some of us. We're always around and we remind people. Let me read you something from CNN, an analysis from CNN. They put it up yesterday. 4 years ago, Russia attacked Ukraine and oil shot up 50% in a matter of weeks, north of $100 a barrel. It is still below 100. It's still below 100 now, but it's going up small. Gasoline quickly rose from around, that's in the US, $3.50 to $5 a gallon. The war with Iran stopped the flow of 20 million barrels of oil from across the Middle East almost instantly. Yet, oil prices rose just 6% Monday, and gas prices aren't expected to get close to $5 a gallon anytime soon. What's the first point I'm making? When Russia invaded Ukraine, the prices went way up. Is this time different? Well, when the prices went up internationally, the government in Liberia at the time, do you remember the year 2021, 2022? The government in Liberia at the time decided that our country for gas prices is not easy. We still get some plenty, blah, blah, blah. Importers say won't carry price, and government say no. Importers say, okay. we will not be at the losing end. Other countries, the price going up. So I'll say we got to benefit from this. Now, the politicians of the day made it to appear like the government of the day was wicked and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So up to today's date, the politics is still played that during your time, gas price went to 1,000 to 1,005. People were jumping over each other to get gas, forgetting that there was an international situation at play. Not forgetting, because they are aware, but it is to use that situation. Now, it is possible that it could happen if the government remains adamant about prices not going up. It is possible. I don't know. Someone posted that they've gone to 4 gas stations and they said no gas. Someone very respected before I came here posted that he has gone to 4 gas stations and they said no gas. That's how you can start. Now, if the situation between Iran and Israel and the US continues as it is for the next 2 or 3 weeks, gas prices will definitely go up. And it may be difficult for the government to hold on to those that are here. Now, the going up of the prices would not mean that the government is wicked, the government doesn't care, and all of that. And the government is not able to say, okay, we'll cut all the other charges off because yellow machine payment, business inside, organizations must do different things inside. The government needs those taxes, they roll for money there too. Now, would it mean that the government is wicked or the government doesn't know what it is doing? No. But when the prices go up, the people will complain. The opposition politicians now will jump onto it and make big news of it. Yes, because they did it to them too. So they will also do what they were wrong with it. Say, I'm talking about gas prices. Our time went up to 1,000. It went to 1,005 and blah, blah, blah. It is happening too now. No, but we will be here too to say we do not have control over. There are certain things we get control over. The prices, for some the price not to go way up, we get too much control over gas price because we're not producing it. We got too much control. When certain things happen, they will have spillover effect in countries like ours. So we still play the same role we played yesterday. Even though playing that role yesterday was a very terrible thing to do. Then you were this and that and blah, blah, blah. But we still play. But the politicians will still make use of it because the politicians then made use of it, came to power, they still making use of it. It's our gas price stable, it's not going up. Gas not available and blah, blah, blah. As if we are not aware that there was COVID. Twin situations of COVID and the Russia-Ukraine war. But that's how the politics is played. But we'll be here to erect the checkpoint. So what the prayer should actually be is that this war here, let it stop. It shouldn't go too far. Because if it goes too far, it will affect us. Not just gas, mark my words, not just gas price will go up. These things, they let the gas kind of spirit among them. When gas price goes up, rising will start going up. Certain commodities, because they kind of show that all the prices and blah, 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 they got to take longer route, will be paying more money and all kinds of things. The insurance costs will increase and all those things will go on the prices of goods that are coming to the country. That, my friends, is the situation we are faced with. It will not mean that your government is wicked and blah, blah, blah. Even though when they were in opposition, they made other people to appear like they were wicked. They didn't get sense. They didn't know what they were doing. So the other people say, yeah, they're wicked too. They didn't get sense. But those are the realities. Yeah? 777-700-995. 555-995-995. If you read CAN analysis, it talks about this thing. If it continues, it will get worse. Let's take some of your calls. Our guests are here shortly. They will be entering. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, brother Jesus.
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, dear listener. My teacher was said to calling from the Borough Christian. Brother Jesus, you said it right. It is true, Joe Morgan needs to pray. But you know, there has been a song. They say when you wish me well, I'm gonna wish you well. I think I know you know that song, right? When somebody was praying for me to fall, just I can't pray for you to rest. To go, I can't pray for you because of God to go 3,000 way by. But the other thing is to run with it here, to all over them. That to run with it. They say that with the count for power, heaven will fall down. That no problem, not no problem up on the eyes. I tell you that that's not sensitive. You see what goes around comes around now. You all know that it's a global issue. But it is good. No, it's not good. But when you're praying, whether you're praying, trying to happen, God, you want to come to power. For me, I want to be escalated.
No, my man, why not? Yo, please, we I beg you. Why are you happy for her to go up? Me, I'm happy. Steve Kennedy says, gas price is going up currently. I just bought gas for $780. So I think what you're saying, there are elements of truth in it. Why it is true, I remain a partisan and official of government, but I just bought the gas for $780. Okay. And stay on the microphone and I've been talking. Yeah, way. You know, when we talking this here, people hate all the point. We not talk truth. NS Belly, let me associate myself with the vision you shared with the fellow who called from National Food Assistance Agency. The government must give more money to the agency in order to produce more food to help those who are in dire need, especially the old folks who usually go from one business center to another begging for meal. Julius, please mention that Aminata on Newport Street and Benson Street have increased their fuel and gas prices as I'm a victim to their increased sale prices. Ambrose Sogbandi has sent in that one. I'm not a big UP man. I think he's a driver or something. Okay. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's the name? Where are you calling from? Hold on. Let me see. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Julius Jeh.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Benny Wisse. I'm calling from New Material Estate. I thank you for the analysis. You know, we all were in the country, Julius Jeh, in the former era. And the thing was, it just jump, and little by little, but it jump where people are paying. If I'm a driver, we're paying for 1 gallon of gasoline up to $10 US for one. So without praying for any bad news, but I think this will not happen in the other region because this region is mature. It's mature, so it won't happen.
Oh, so the reason it happened in the other one because it was not mature.
Yeah. People were so greedy. They were so greedy. They treated the people bad.
Oh. So it means wait now, chief. Wait now. So it means they were high control over the fuel prices when they went up to more than $100 a barrel internationally.
No, Julius, we're not talking about internet. We know that it went internationally, but for them to control the import. The importers here.
But you know why it went up? You know why it went up like that? Because the government did not want the price to go up. The thing with this government doesn't want the price to go up.
Yeah, but the people have total control over the government more than the government itself.
Okay. No worries. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Julius Jeh.
Yeah, let the guys come in. Yeah, you can go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I'm part 2 command. Yeah, join your party in this conversation.
Go ahead.
For honor the army of the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau. Why you are saying I see some sort of truth in it? Because bulk of the petroleum or the oil that we consume come from the Middle East. The bulk of the country in the Middle East are major oil producing countries. So when there's a crisis, when crisis hits that region, some of all who read geography will say it will have adverse effect on consumer country like Liberia. So I think when the LBR-Radio across the leadership that put their act together, I think the MDR make it crystal clear that they have enough petrol in stock.
But have you listened to the messages I read even from people who support the government that they are buying gas and the price going up as we speak right now, even though the government said the price should remain as it is?
Yeah. Even though those who are carrying the price up, I think there are people who have some motive when it comes, who don't want to exploit the consumer. But the LBR-Radio is they play regulatory role. I think they will meet them, stay on the round table and find amicable solution.
Okay.
So I need labyrinth and I'll go through dancing challenges. So.
Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's hear you. You've been a guest in.
Good afternoon, Julius. Frank Gibson, I call from Paris.
Go ahead, Frank.
Julius, this is the reason why we were telling Emmanuel Macron 2 days ago that this war is senseless. And he did agree with us that the United States and Israel, they are acting beyond or against international law. We have started paying two euros here for liter. And I think if I'm not mistaken, there are 3.5 liters or 4 liters into 1 gallon. So if you multiply that, that would be more expensive than any other thing. Imagine the war started 4 days ago. A liter of fuel was 1.3, 1.4, but it's now 2 point something.
Oh, okay.
So
Where? In France?
In Paris.
Ah, okay.
In Paris. That's serious. And on the issue of the Delon bill, Delon is a smart street man. They don't read the main bill and he try to modify it and modernize it to submit it like it's his own doing. They don't read that man letter. He knew about the bill. That's how you know what happened,
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Okay, let's take a few others. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Arvin Johnson calling from Tupu Road, District 4, the chairperson for the Concerned Librarian for Justice.
Go ahead.
You see, yesterday, I knew this day was going to come. I'm not praying for evil. Because at that time, the pump price was $540. Liberty. But when you not get patient to wait in a queue, hey, me, you got to go buy a 1,500 outside. But the pump price remain consistent. As anybody that was selling, you can say someone reporter to any of those pumps yesterday, and it will tell you the pump price was $540. But because of the people staying in a queue very long, people were buying it and bought the price from the pump. Outside the pump, not at the pump. But because at that time, my former woman, the woman was to get married to, she's a manager for one gas station called Petrol Trade. She stays there. She's the manager there. She the one used to bless me with gas. When she ready to say, Avi.
And so, what is your point?
So, the price will go up. And government will not get control over it because when the people started to the Cambodia, the Cambodia will carry it up when you can't control it. So, it was not government. Was the cause of that? It was business strategy.
Okay.
Because people at the pump were sending it to Campo. They even the cars in a go park there.
Thanks so kindly. Our guests are in. Let me read this message from this one. Says already the impact is happening in the UK within just few days. The wholesale gas prices have soared, nearly doubling this week to 3-year highs following major supply disruptions caused by conflicts in the Middle East. Okay. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Peter.
Yes, quickly.
My name is Daniel Fitty, and I call you from District 10. We know that things are happening outside the country, but one thing I want to call to your attention this afternoon is whenever you accept this man for Frank Gibson, he used some words on people in the country. He can't, call his attention.
That's not true.
Yesterday he mentioned
That's
to
not
the
true.
House of Representatives. He mentioned those people as puppets. And today again, you hear
no, my man, Chief. Wait now. I define puppet. What is puppet? Puppet is someone who is controlled by outside influence. So if the Matthews in that case that the lawmakers are controlled by outside influence, that's his democratic view, and that's why he said puppet. That is not an insult. No, that's not what we call insult. Puppet means you are controlled by outside influence.
for you know your listening audience sake. I think
Why you call listening audience
guys,
sake? The listening audience can't go define wars.
no, you guys can restrict people from saying
No,
certain
that
things.
but we know when we can do it. It is not insult, my man. See you, lead that one. Huh? The man said the people are puppets. I mean, view. When we ask the poor, they'll say no. We are not puppets. We are not controlled by outside influence. Finish. Nothing will be running around with. Okay. We have our guests in. Councillor Alexandra Kwama-Zoe, Executive Chairperson of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, LACC, and Councillor Bobby Livingstone, Chief Prosecutor, Program Manager, Legal and Prosecution Department of the LACC. We're coming to talk LACC matters, anti-corruption matters. You know, it is one of the things that we talk about in our country. You know. Okay, so we go across the table to welcome them. Councillor Zoe, welcome.
Thank you, Julius.
Can you speak a little louder so we get you? How is everything going? How has life been?
Thank you, Julius. Good afternoon, everyone out there in listening land. I'm fine. Life has been good. All praises to God.
How is the LACC?
The LACC is doing fairly well. We're still working to be able to implement our mandates, and the fact that we are here, it shows that we're still standing.
Councillor Bobby Livingstone, it has been forever. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Julius. It's good to be here. It's been quite a while that we had an engagement with you.
Yeah.
And looking forward to a great one this afternoon.
Okay. We'll go straight into the matter. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. We have with us officials of the LACC. Okay. So, in terms of the bill of health, you mentioned about doing fairly well. Fairly well means we okay, but we're not very okay as we should be. Is that how I should understand it?
Julius like to read to people.
I
said, okay, I'm fine, and it all has to do with. I'll be frank with you. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. It comes with the job.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm fine.
No, I mean LACC. You said LACC is doing fairly well.
LACC is fine. We are taking steps to implement our mandates.
And you are doing fairly well.
We are fine.
Okay. So now there's no more fairly, but you are fine.
We are fine, Julius.
Okay. Okay. Let's start with prosecution activities and the indictments that have been filed. So let's get an overview of the prosecution efforts of the commission. Are you starting that, all, Councillor Livingstone?
I'll set the pace, but Councillor Livingstone is a technician, and I would like him to just elaborate a little bit more.
Okay.
But I just want to establish that these statistics are for December 2025, as at December 2025.
As at December 2025.
Yes,
okay.
We are reading from our annual report. So for the period January to December 2025, the LACC obtained 11 indictments and as we speak, we prosecuted 6 cases, and all of those 6 cases we were able to get conviction in 2, and we lost 1, and we have 3 active cases ongoing in Monrovia, and then we have additional 2 outside of Monrovia. As we know, corruption cases are billable offense, and so the defendants are currently out on bail, but we are pursuing the matter at the different courts, including in Criminal Code C. We have a case in Babolu County, and we have another case in Grand Bassa County, and we have another case in Lofa County. But I'm just going to stop here and just like Councillor Livingstone come in with the details to some extent, because when the cases are in court,
Mhm.
you can discuss it in depth.
Yeah, so you want to come in there?
Yes, like the executive chairperson said, the issue, the cases will get started in the period, like you say, 2025, but they will roll over. Now we have them rolling over into 2026. So as I speak to you, just on March 2, we're in Bassett on the motion to for the judge to recuse himself. We had a ruling in that he denied. So that case with the former chair LTA and from Tama Corporation, that case is active right now as we speak. We also just came from Chambers today on the Yellow Machines case in Bapolo, involving former officials and even current officials of Bapolo County. That case is also very active in 2026 as we speak. We also now currently have the case in Lofa. That case got a bit aborted by the judge's own decision to have the motion for judgment acquittal granted in the middle of the trial. And that case, we've completed the notice of completion of appeal, and we've just received an assignment to have the four other defendants that were severed at the beginning of the trial to be for that case to become active. So that's also very active. We just heard the case with Nokal in terms of motion to dismiss involving the former CEO of Nokal. That motion was argued.
You mean Swakoko?
Yes, that motion was argued, and the ruling in that motion is pending as I speak to you. We also have the FRRC case that we also argue. All of the preliminary motions have been concluded, and the defendant we're now pursuing the court to have it assigned, most likely after the current case that they're having with the IB Bank at the criminal code C. You also have to understand, Julius, that, for example, in Monrovia, we are clamoring over a single court. That is criminal code C. There are times that the judge will come and say, look, we heard this case for LACC in last term. Say, for example, in the November term, now this February term, we want to give one other agency or government, either the Ministry of Justice, another opportunity to put one case forward. And that's a challenge we have as a commission, dealing with a single court with many other agencies of government having their matters being heard in that very court. So as I speak to you, that the executive chairperson said, yes, we have 11 cases that out of which we dispose of 2, and then 4 are currently very active, and so we are moving in that direction as I speak to you. We also have some other matters that are evolving, and sooner or later, once they are concluded, we have it also ready for going to indictment.
Okay, so in terms of indictments that have been filed in relation to completed investigations, because you first of all investigate before indicting. What do you look for in your investigation for you to proceed to indictment?
So the entire process leading up to indictment starts with, first you obtain the information about the allegations of the corruption, and then you do an assessment. Our investigators will do an assessment, and the assessment will determine if there's need to go into a full-scale investigation. We do the full-scale investigation in keeping with law, respecting the rights of the accused person. We call you in, we read your Miranda rights. We also allow you to come in with your lawyer. And sometimes when these persons of interest come in, they come in with pieces of evidence in addition to the evidence that we have obtained through our intelligence or whistleblower or other means that we obtain pieces of evidence. We analyze all of the documents before us, and once we establish a probable cause to proceed to court, that is the basis upon which we will draw up the indictment. But let me clarify that when our investigators do the investigative report downstairs, we do not immediately proceed to draw up indictment. It is forwarded to the legal department. It's like a second eye. That legal department will take the entire file with the pieces of evidence and also analyze it to make sure, because they are the ones who are going to court, to be able to present those pieces of evidence before the court. They will make sure that we actually have a case that we can win. And then they will do an official opinion to the body of commissioners. Then we will meet and they will present their pieces of evidence, including the investigators that investigated the case, so that if the investigators, sometimes we can have the investigators also challenging the position of the legal people, but it is so beautiful because we can have exchange of ideas, and at the end we can vote on whether to proceed to indictment. Sometimes we vote on allowing people to restitute. So that is the process that leads all the way up to indictment.
How are people not carried forward to indictment? How are people exonerated? What do you see? You say, this person didn't do this, how do you arrive at that point?
It depends from case to case. Some cases, you people blow whistle and say, for example, the person took 50,000 and used it for something else, maybe for his own personal use or personal gain. The person will bring maybe the check to which if it was issued to a vendor, or they will bring report to show that they actually carry out the work. So those are.
Do you just accept the report, or you go after it to investigate that it is actually true what the person is saying?
We do full-scale investigation. Even when the person bring their own check or their own report, we still go after and go and look and do additional surveillance or we obtain additional information. We go for bank statements. We sometimes subpoena. We work with financial intelligence agencies. We work with different agencies to be able to obtain information during investigation.
When LSCC is investigating, sometimes we get to know from LSCC's pages or whatsoever that they're investigating this so incident. When you give people that, is it a letter or
it's a clearance?
A clearance. Why don't you publish and say, this person we're investigating, we found out that they really didn't do this, so that the public is aware, rather than the person then start carrying one paper around and say, LSCC not clear me. How can we believe that LSCC clear someone?
So you have a valid point, and this is something that we have discussed, and we decided that going forward, in as much as we can be able to inform the public that we are investigating people too, we need to respect the rights of people. We also need to inform the public when we issue clearances for investigations that have been concluded. So in keeping with our act, we have 90 days after the end of the year to publish our reports. We'll be coming out with reports of individuals, institutions we have investigated and we have cleared. That listing will come out and will be made public.
Okay, at least that will be fair enough. Rather than someone just jumping, I get LSCC people, LSCC claiming. Okay, now let's move on to the specialized. Let me go to Councillor Livingston. The specialized anti-corruption code thing. Both of you mentioned the issue of having one code, and everybody is jostling for space to have their case on it. Why is a specialized anti-corruption code necessary?
Yes, that debate has been lingering on in the last couple of years, not only in the current moment, but it has become even more profound and necessary to say that given the wave of corruption cases, like we just give you an instance of the number of cases that we have pending, and we have to be compelled to wait until the judge has the time, for example, a criminal code C, to assign a given case. So the issue of establishing an anti-corruption court would alleviate the stress and the difficulties that the commission has to face to get matters heard on an expeditious note. That is to say, depending how that court will be structured, we may be able to have as many, because currently our overturn rate per term in most cases may not be more than two cases. We're fighting for one in a given term, but sometimes we get two in one term. So if you were to look at that, you'll know that probably in a year we'll be talking about 4 cases or 5 cases or something like
wow,
that.
That's,
so in the
that is a really tight space.
In the mindset of those of the advocates like the LCC, as the chair will come in to expand on, but the issue there is that given that special court for corruption will also speak to the fact that the country has an intention to deal with corruption head on, and on the basis of that the country is now creating a specialized court to deal with matters and to be able to expeditiously have cases transferred to that court, and that we can get overturn rate at a higher level and a faster level. So I think that's one of the key things. It will reduce the current stress and the time that LACC is taking to have cases heard, because it may only have one case heard at a given time. So it is important. So perhaps the speedy trial is critical in this whole matter, like we always say.
As you are up, Chair, let me ask this question from the previous issue about how you investigate and all of that. Is there a possibility of LACC compromising with anybody to clear them up, even though they may have done wrong? I'm asking because there was a recent case, and then others were commenting saying, "Oh, all kinds of things happen in the background, so they get clear the person. There was some compromising, all of that." Do those things happen?
We hear that a lot, but I would, in this public manner, say no. If the evidence is not there, it's not there. Regardless of the public sentiment at the LACC, we don't investigate with public sentiment. We rely on the pieces of evidence. Now, notwithstanding, we come out and clear you. If you read our clearance, it says that we reserve the right to come back should new pieces of evidence appear. I know it's something that's legal and it's going to be challenged, but we always will leave that reservation that allows LACC to prop back into the matter, because we are humans. It's possible there's something we may not have seen, or something will come up again in that same case. So
and then sometimes people know how to hide evidence.
Exactly.
People know how to...
So somebody can say double jeopardy. You can investigate me and punish me two times. But I wanted to come back to Councillor, the anti-corruption court. So you see the whole issue of corruption, the fight against corruption. The Liberian people tired with the plenty talking. I don't care what we do at the LACC, if we don't persecute and start sending people to jail and recovering assets, we'll just be running cycle. We'll come to this studio here, we talk plenty, we'll finish, we'll go back to LACC, and the Liberian people will not take us serious. That is why, since we came on board, we have been pushing this issue for the establishment of the fast track court, which is the National Anti-Corruption Code. I will just go back and then give some basis to where we are. So I think yes, you are aware, the Office for the Establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in the executive order that the president gave mandated them to lead the charge in the establishment of the National Anti-Corruption Code. We have been a part of the process along with our partners and other stakeholders. As we speak, we are concluding a draft bill for the establishment of the court, which will be forwarded to the executive and ultimately forwarded to the legislature for passage into act. But why? The question is why? As Councillor Livingston said, we're just talking about 11 cases for 2025 that we got obtained indictment in. We concluded 26 cases, 26 investigations in 2024. This year, we concluded 29 cases.
That is 2025.
2025. Sorry, I said this year, 2025. Of those cases, we have, say, maybe 3 to 4% that we are doing restitution in. The rest has to go for indictments. So what we started doing
before you pass, the ones that doing restitution, will their names be in the report that coming up?
What report? The
Yeah,
clearance? The clearance?
Yeah, clearance.
No, if you only get clearance when you.
No, I mean in your 2025 report.
Absolutely.
With their names be there, so we can know who are doing restitution.
Absolutely.
But maybe you should publish it one time, but that one doesn't need to wait for a report.
No, we want to be able to our superior has to have the report first.
Oh, okay.
Before we put it out.
Okay.
So,
no worries.
but as I was saying,
I don't gotta know.
You will know, Julius. But as I was saying, we just have a backlog of cases that needs to be expeditiously disposed of.
Oh, so what you're saying is, apart from the cases that are currently being prosecuted, there are still cases that you need to indict people and send them to court.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We need to indict, and then the thing that's why I can make people angry, because when you indict people, then they go and file bond. They just us out there. They going about their normal business because the case have not been placed on the docket for trial. So, but when we have our own specialized anti-corruption court, that court will hear only cases of corruption. And what that means is that, the cases will be speedily disposed of. That will lead to asset recovery, because our goal is to be able to recover assets. Most of these cases, we doing the investigation and doing surveillance and some covert operation, we have seen assets that are linked to some of these cases. But under our law, you cannot divest anybody of life, liberty, or property except through the outcome of a hearing from a court of a competent jurisdiction. And this is the process we're going through. We know it's slow, but that's why once the specialized court with the specialized judges can come in, I believe we can be able to make some mark in that area.
That will bring us to the point about a whole lot of the corruption cases are financially related. Our current judicial system, as it is, do we have the experts there, whether they are judges or whatsoever, to understand the nuances of some of these things? Some can be very complex that the investigator, the LSCC may be arguing at a certain level that because of this, that this person may have taken this money, but because of the complexity, I may be the judge, but or I may be the whosoever, but the whole thing looking like the person didn't take money, but you seen it like the person took money. So the issue of specialization, is it something you're also looking at for people to understand that there are serious things happening here that are deeper than the eye can see?
Well, like the executive chairperson said, at the LSCC, the primary focus is on the investigation that will lead to us gathering the requisite evidence that will be able to prevail in court. So all of the different perceptions, different public discourse that attend investigation, that's something altogether that will come in. But as to whether there is a reality, of course, LSCC does not work on the dictate of public sentiments, like she adequately she said. So with respect to we have trained investigators, some of the best you can find in the entire country. This is the job they've been doing for years, gone to different training here in the locally and abroad extensively. So in terms of being able to manage and investigate cases, the LSCC has that competency. LSCC has that competency. LSCC has the requisite staff to be able to do that. Secondly, the issue of the cases, once they have come, we've done the due diligence on the case or the cases that come to the investigative report, like Madam Executive Chairperson said. As prosecutors, we look at it and do the comparative analysis.
I get that part. I know that LSCC has the competence and all of that. I'm talking about the judicial side.
Let me come in, Julius.
Yeah.
So the question is, specialized judges
Mhm.
and the challenge with understanding financial.
Mhm. Yeah.
Currently, I would say the judges before the criminal code, because there are laws that exist on our books. We rely on the penal code to punish acts of corruption. So we have financial laws. We have we have all of financial laws that we will rely on, and currently judges are disposing of corruption cases. But I understand there will be dire need to have for the judges who will be appointed to have additional training, because corruption is getting more and more complex, especially with the new wave of innovation, technology. There are a lot that our judges will need to understand to be able to make judgment in those cases. So I agree with you. There will be need for additional training for the judges, but as it is, our judges rely on the books. We have something called receptive status, where we fall short in Liberia. We revert to status, international standards, and different international laws that will guide the process. But yeah, I'm very, very sure in the setting up of the court, and the selection of the judges, that process is going to be solely and highly reliant on getting judges that understand, especially the issue of financial crimes.
This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. We have with us officials of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, and we are looking at some of the things that are happening there. Let's talk about asset declaration. Again, since you're here, what is it? Why is it necessary? Why do you do it? Before we come to some specific questions.
Thank you very much, Julius. Asset declaration. I was in studio this morning at ELBC. I mentioned that it is not. It is a statutory requirement. Once you are a public official in specific positions in government, you do not have an option. It is a legal requirement. Why asset declaration? Asset declaration is a preventive tool. It helps to give the appointing authority an idea of what asset a public official has and comes into government with, so that you can be able to compare it with his or her income, and also compare it with asset acquired after leaving government. That is basically the whole logic behind asset declaration, to monitor acquisition of assets of public officials as they sit in position of trust. We should be able to verify, monitor asset that people come into government with, and compare it with asset that people leave government with. That is simple English.
Okay, so and people do it when they come in government, and then after every 3 years.
Yeah, so after under the code of conduct, after every 3 years, you are supposed to again, because it's possible that some people attain wealth or additional asset while you were in government for the past 3 years. We are again, and even it's not even limited to the 3 years. The code of conduct say even if you acquire a new asset and you want to amend or upgrade your asset declaration that was initially filed with the LACC, you can still proceed and file an addendum. But the statutory requirement is 3 years. So beginning next year, we are going to set all the guidelines for a new wave of asset declaration exercise.
The past officials, when you leave the office, you're supposed to declare again. Have all of them declared?
No.
So how do you ensure that? Because the person has already left government, they've already left party, or they are already feeling bad. They don't even want to see anybody coming to them and ask them about anything. So how do you ensure that?
You know the reason I'm laughing? It's like you're part of our asset verification team, because that's some of the feedback I've been getting from the staff. They say when they go to some of the former officials, they tell them, go sue me. LSCC, go sue me. I don't have assets, But it's sad, and I think more and more awareness need to be done around that.
What does the law provide? What do you do in that case? Because you're supposed to declare.
You are supposed to declare when you exit,
yeah,
which is a guideline that the LSCC issue, because the law, the LSCC Act gives LSCC the authority to issue guideline, but also the law gives LSCC the right to promulgate additional sanctions. The sanctions that are currently existing, it refers only to people sitting.
Okay.
So, for example, if you declare assets, it can suspend you or you can withhold your salary. But you can withhold salary when I'm not in government.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we are doing now, we have drafted a set of additional recommendations, which will be forwarding, because in keeping with our act, we're supposed to forward it to the legislature for approval, which will be forwarding to the legislature. Once they approve it, then we'll begin to enforce it. And some of the recommendation we are making, if you don't declare your asset when you exit government, NEC will not clear you if you want to partake in political activities until you come back to LACC and obtain clearance.
Or maybe you should not also be able to take up job in another government.
Absolutely, that's one of the recommendations too. Yeah.
Now, in terms of current officials, I know there was a time the president even had to step in. We thought he had to step in. He stepped in. We still thought. Can you safely say all of them have declared the first round? The current?
No. As we speak, and as at December 2025, we have a let me look at my statistic. We have 81.8% compliant.
Wow.
And we have 18.2 non-compliant.
And their names will come up in the report?
I was just in studio this morning. I said that at the end of March, we'll publish. We'll serve you with some of the publications so that you can call names too. Because as I speak to you, even since February of 2025, we have people, even they withheld their salary, they still refuse to declare.
Wow. But in that case, Councillor Livingston, they should be dismissed, isn't it?
Well, I think the position of the LSCC would be to make the appropriate recommendation as provided for in the statute, because the statute does provide the LSCC can recommend sanctions, and be able to forward that to the authority that made the appointment or whatever, because as an entity, it cannot dismiss. So yes, the commission makes the appropriate recommendation, and like she said, when that time comes now, the commission said, in keeping what I will hereby recommend that the following actions be taken based on this.
Well, I find asset declaration to be a very good thing even for the individual. Is there any reason, you are the investigators, prosecutors, is there any reason why people are jittery over declaration of assets? Like, I'm coming to government, I got one horse, I got two horses, I got three.
You're correct, and I think this is where LCC needs to come in and do more awareness. We need to do more awareness around that, because for me, I think it's even safe for you who's coming into government to declare your asset, because in Liberia we have this notion that once you work with government, you corrupt, you stealing government money to acquire properties, and so it will only be in your interest as a public official to declare your asset when you come in, so that when people saying that you did not have this, you acquire it only when you're in government, all you have to do is just refer them to your asset declaration that you file. Because sometimes when people file, we ask them to keep copies of their declarations so that it can be used as a reference in these kind of instances.
Councillor
Livingston. And moreover, it has not been a culture for people to feel accountable in the system where they work. So it looks in some way like a novelty to many of the people who come in government. So it will be important to step it further, to continue to engage and do a lot of awareness on the benefits of making sure that you declare your assets. Like me, when I joined the LSCC, I'm not an appointed person, but the LSCC, I was standing here, you must declare your assets. And actually, it was good I did that exercise. I feel good, and whenever that time comes, I must do it again. I'll be willing to do it because it made me to have some sense of also the whole thing I do what I
yeah, like this is what I have.
Yeah. So I mean, let's all embrace it rather than looking at it as a punishment or people trying to like dig up what you have. And sometimes what Liberian, if you are rich, are you afraid of people know you're rich? While Liberians want to act like, look, I don't want anybody to know anything about me. You know what I'm saying? Once you didn't get it in a unlawful way, not unlawful way, it's not a proceed of crime. Why should you be afraid to declare? So I think we will do more awareness.
Let me review you talking about corruption. There are different kinds of corruption cases that you prosecute, right? You want to give us an idea of what they look like?
You mean the
different kinds of corruption?
The crimes?
Yeah.
Charges.
Oh, the charges that we normally raise? Oh, of course. We got economic sabotage. That's among the independent law. That's one of the highest. If you go for
that one means what?
Economic sabotage merely deals with the attempt by the individual to prevent the government from either getting lawful revenue, or you are disbursing public money illegally, or you connive with people to defraud the government, for example, for taxes and needed, So it fall in a broad range of charges from 15.80 of the criminal law, penal law, going all the way to 18.86. Those are the different charges on economic sabotage. Then we have theft of property, where you take somebody's property with the intent of depriving them that property. That's theft of property. We also have the one under the public financial law. If you violate the PFM law of Liberia, if you also did the one on the public procurement, but that is not an indictable offense, but it normally comes under the superior economic sabotage, in those cases. And then, of course, there's issue of bribery. Okay, there's issue of bribery that will also charge. And so if you look in our, you see misapplication and trusted property. Somebody leaves their property with you, and then you divert it for the purpose it was not intended for. It may not be that you actually maybe benefited from it personally, but you diverted for a use that was not intended for. Again, it may also lead to benefit. So we charge you for that. That's misapplication and trusted property. So those are the basic crime: economic sabotage, theft of property, and we have bribery. We have the violation of the public financial management law of Liberia, violation of the PPCC law, the public procurement concession law. So we bundle all of that in, and also a misapplication of entrusted property. Now, when you're doing in concert, somebody is there facilitating now, we put criminal facilitation.
Okay.
If you're doing in concert, also we put criminal conspiracy. If you do it in an app by which you were the one who they used to get that criminal solicitation. So we add all of that there, and you see the in the charges, and each of them is a count in the indictment.
Now, in terms of the restitution aspect, it's like you don't send a person to court, but you at what level do you say bring the thing back, and that's it, rather than taking it to court and all of that?
Sometimes it's two ways. It can be voluntary. When we engage you and say, look, this is what happened, the findings come and say, look, my people, I don't want to go forward to all our court process. I want to go to restitute. LACC will give you the appropriate framework and information to go and make the deposit and bring the because also, like Madam Chairperson said, one of the things that the government, the LACC wants to do is to recover on behalf of the government. And sometimes in the legal process, one of the things the lawyer want to advise the client, if we can get some deal out of not going to court, then wasting time, resources on court, we should strike that deal as long as in the interest of the government. So that's when restitution concept come in. And you may be indicted and you go to court and plead to the indictment, and we do something called plea bargaining. Under that plea bargaining, you will now do stipulation to put the money back. Either on you schedule your payments. That is also possible. Or the court, upon the determination of the case, can also work with it, can authorize that to happen, and you can make the payment to the process. So restitution is critical, and like Madam Chairperson said, it has made the LLC possible to retrieve some public money and put it back into government revenue.
Okay, perfect. This is the OK Conversation. You've listened to them. Let me see. I think I still have something here I wanted to ask. Okay.
Why you adding?
How can people report corruption cases if a person is working in a ministry or they're in one village, one town, anywhere, and they notice something? Maybe the way, for example, the yellow machine is coming. They carry a yellow machine in one village, then someone noticed that someone once said it to Guinea, or they not carry one of the machine, and blah, blah, blah. How can they report corruption cases to LACC?
Thank you very much, Julius. So there are several ways. First, we have our hotline, 5222. We have our Facebook page. We have a service delivery email for people who are lettered. We have, as we speak, we have a project that was ongoing with the UNDP. It's called we have the Talkie app, but we have volunteers. It's just the name, but they are like intelligence officers in these counties, monitoring projects and monitoring county authorities and reporting to the LACC. They give us monthly reports. We also have placed whistleblower boxes in areas at some ministries and agencies, selected ministries and agencies. We have the Talkie app. We have walk-in decks, a service delivery decks that you can just walk into the LACC and we have somebody there exclusively to take your complaint and process it and forward it for investigation. So those are ways in which but I will be very frank with you. Most of the information we get on cases of corruption, number one is the media. Number two, whistleblowers.
Okay.
Yes. So those are areas that we get information, and then we have intelligence cells that we also get feedback.
Okay.
Or sometimes when an anti-graft or like GSC.
GSC
audit report and discrepancies are, and then they are forwarded to LACC, and then the LACC can also proceed to look at that.
777-995-555-995-995. Let's take some of your calls. Please jot down the concerns. Let's open the lines now. So we get you. Let's see who's right here. Welcome, and let's hear you.
David Cote, my name.
Go ahead, sir, quickly.
Let me say many thanks to the LACC. You're doing a very good job. But my question is, do you have control over private citizens? You see a private citizen building a 10-story building with so many vehicles, and you got any control over a private citizen?
Okay. Thanks so kindly. They will answer that. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Julius. Frank Gibson. I call from Paris. This Honorable Bobby.
Hello?
Yes, hello, Julius. You getting me?
Uh-huh.
Thank you. I was asking, I said, this Bobby Livingston working with the NEC?
Yes, that's me.
Yes, thank you very much. Julius, you know, people who work with the NEC, they need to be honest and sincere. And that goes to the cheerleader there. She promised on this show few days back, or a few weeks or months back, when I personally asked her the question, that I believe that Joseph Barker wealth is a stolen wealth. And she promised that because they got a ways of verifying people asset. And she promised that she was going to verify President Barker asset, because I believe that President Barker asset that he declared.
Oh, hold on, Chief. They say he that alleges should be able to prove. Which one which of the president's assets do you think are stolen property or whatsoever?
The entire 900,000 plus President Barker declared. President Barker took few days to elections that he was living on banking, that he was surviving on loan. Few months after election, President Barker declared winner. He declared 900,000, and they seen cheerleader on this program.
Wait now, Chief. Wait, let's take it before you come to the cheerleader. He declared 900,000 as what?
As an asset that he got.
So you think President Barker's houses, you put them together and everything else, his farms and all those different things do not reach 900,000?
The House President Blocker had before elections, before presidency. The farm President Blocker had before presidency is questionable. That's why I challenged the
Okay, so and so what do you want LSCC to do?
As she promised that they verify asset, they verify people asset that they declare.
And so now you will want her to say on this microphone whether they have verified the president's asset?
Exactly, because I believe from the Chief Justice down to the lower judges, they are all criminals. And
But wait now, but why you wait on our side? Let's finish with the president. You can be jumping on my issue I get with you. But you said wait now, as the people you say whether they have verified the president asset. So wait, when they put answer the question, next time you can bring the other one in. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I beg you. Yeah, thank you. Let's take former representative. Great. Welcome, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julius. And let me say thank you to your two guests. I just got two quick questions. The court said it, but not the way I wanted to say it. It's not about President Boykai. Do they verify or authenticate these assets that have been declared? And if someone over declared or under declared his or her assets, what's the punitive measure? Have they been able to establish that the assets being declared are the actual assets of this government official? Because there could be a tendency somebody could already declare, goes into government and still enrich up without over the declared assets. The second question here is that section 10 of the Code of Conduct calls for public officials and employees, not just public officials, not just appointed officials, but employees of government to declare their assets. Are these employees of government in certain trusted positions? They declare their assets besides public officials?
Okay, yeah. So good. Before you leave, let me ask you: have you declared your exit asset, former Representative Gray? Hello? No, you can't go yet. No, I gotta call him back. Your way. Akara's not leaving it. You should answer me. Have you declared your asset leaving because you had? Okay, yeah, he is calling back.
I'll call you back. So
yeah.
Don't say you left.
You are the proponent of the Code of Conduct. Have you?
The reason why I call you back, the two characters in the studio know very well that assets declaration is done through the office of the chief clerk, so they can contact that office. That's
did you?
Listen for the host. Yes, definitely. That's what I'm about to say.
So did you leave it with the chief clerk?
I said yes. Our assets were declared to the office of the chief clerk.
Okay, I will verify you. Okay, good. I don't think that one has reached LSCC yet, but they are here to answer. Welcome. Let's hear you quickly. Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead. Let's hear you. My man, Tona. Okay. Let's see who's on this end. International. Welcome. Let's hear you. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good morning, Julius. My name is Jacob Cousin. I call from North Dakota. I want to say thanks to the two people in the studio, Komazo and the Council of Bobby Livingston. But I want to say this. I think, Koma, you're somebody who I know young, you fought hard to go to school, to a team, your education, you are going forward. But there are a lot of things happening at LCC that you people are lying, and it is so wrong. I will reference a case. There was a case from the Watch Commission that were involved. When some gentlemen, in some serious corruption, those checks were published by Mountain KF. Those checks, the evidences are still there. People went to the central bank and collected over 50,000.
Allegedly.
On counter.
Allegedly.
Yes. And the fight is there, Julius.
No, I'm just setting the record straight because it is our platform. It is an allegation.
Okay, allegedly. They took those money during the campaign era. And the fact is there was no project or anything single showing. Over there, Councilor, when you clear those people and you're getting a letter to them, nobody can account for the money and the evidences that's still there. It is so wrong.
Okay.
It's very, very wrong.
So is it not possible? Is it not possible that people could manipulate evidence and give it to people just because they want to throw other people under the bus?
Julius, the thing I'm talking about, I've been calling on the show. I can call my phone and everything. All those that are involved, I know they did it. I'm aware of it.
Okay. Okay, thanks so kindly. They're right here to answer. Let's take a few others before we go back to them. Next guest is here. Former representative, former GSA official, William Dakel. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Julius. Let me thank you to our people from the LCC in studio there. And so, like you rightly said, on the asset declaration when you are appointed and then when you are exiting, yes, I did when I was appointed to the GSA the position of deputy for administration. So immediately I was among the first batch I declared. I did not notice that they could do monitoring of those things when you do them. But when I exited and submitted, when I resigned around April 2023 and submitted my ISA when I redeclared with them, I was surprised that there was always monitors on my back calling me back to back. And they were doing background check of everything that I gave them. Until those people rested, went to my last facility in VOA and everywhere, and that's how my line rested.
Because I was definitely going to ask you if you declare when you left, but thank God that you said. Okay.
Yeah, the moment I turned up my resignation the following week, I redeclared to them, and they waited until it was almost after the election, and that's when their monitors were all on my back, calling me and asking me where those places are, and they went there. They went every places that about my eyes as well. And so the how intensive their exercise can be. Sometimes it won't be annoying, you won't get vexed with them, but I mean they're doing that piece of job. So once you get nothing to hire, you just make sure you cooperate with them. But I just want to say they are doing a great job.
Thanks so kindly for the testimonial. At least now we show that they can really do what they say they can do. And I'll take just two more quickly, and then we'll go back to them. Welcome, let's hear you quickly.
Julia, how are you?
I'm fine. Musa Connect from Lakra, man.
Yeah. My own, that's a lady that used to call me. And Julia, you will not believe, at some point in time, she was like, begging me, I beg you. Just do the thing so we can finish with it one time. I remember her calling me more than 5 times. There was a lady, yes, and I did. And during my time in government, I think I submitted 3 times. The last one was when I was leaving government. But that last one, they were on my back every other day.
And you were vessel?
Every time I see the call, because the first time the call, she told me, I said, I know when you are exiting, so I put it in the LCC. So every time I saw that number, my heart caught, but she was persistent. And I remember her begging me. She said, even if you can't come, do you have a car? Can I come for aid? Do you have it? And I finally took it to her. Yes, I can actually say they can really pressure you.
Okay, thanks so kindly, Musa Kone, for the testimonial. You see, what these shows are good so that people can. I know I'm seeing a call coming from. Let's see. I think he wants to have a say. Former chief of staff to President. Former minister. Wesa Blamo, sir, welcome. Hello, sir.
Julius?
Yeah?
How you doing?
I'm fine. Are you calling into the show or?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, sure. Let's hear you.
I'm a living witness anyway. Before I entered the formal government, I declared. And when I was exiting, I declared. I think that the same lady that God's talking about. So behind me, photo, we want to make sure that the departure declaration, want to make sure you to see it. I said, well, y'all come. Even she myself joke that one Saturday she come. Saturday they were coming out to, okay, come, we're here. My dry rider will be here. But they're very effective to be frank.
Okay. Thanks.
I don't know why people leaving office is scared to declare their assets. Maybe they steal money or they stole money. They don't want people to know.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, sir. So, we've heard these from our officials that, these people not just talking, they can verify. Okay. So we come back to you people now to respond and we'll let you go. You've already exhausted your hour now.
Yeah, so the first question on whether the commission has authority over private citizens, yes. The Act says in 5.2 subsection A, to investigate all acts of corruption discovered or reported to have occurred in the public, private, and civil society sectors of Liberia with the aim of identifying the person or persons and the extent of the loss of or damage to any public and or private property as a result of such act of corruption. So that's the law.
Okay,
So-
let me just add this one there. What about those indictments from past government? Have they been cancelled or dropped? Example, former minister and other assistant ministers at Ministry of Agriculture. In fact, the former minister was even appointed by the current president to lead climate change envoy without her name being cleared. What role does the LCC play in presidential appointments that have alleged corruption charges on them? Okay, so you can add that one there.
I think when we get there, you read it slowly so we can answer it.
Mhm.
But Councillor has answered the first question. Simply put, even if you are a private citizen but you are involved with public funds, we can investigate it. So that's why you see we are investigating some companies like construction companies, vendors, that has contract with government. We investigate them. My brother who reminded me about the comment about verifying assets. It's a process, as you can hear from the testimonials. We are asset verification. That day I was in a talking studio. I didn't know it's a tedious process that requires funding and everything. You have to go through a whole lot of different processes. As we speak, the report has been submitted. We have identified people. We compare the assets that were declared and the physical verification that we made. It does not jive. We are calling those people in because under the act, first and foremost, if you look at the asset declaration form, there's an oath there that is supposed that you're
not supposed to lie.
Exactly, and perjury is a crime under our law. So that what we just rely on to hook those people. But we want to again, like I said, everything we do, we try to respect. Now we are obligated to respect the rights of the accused person, and so we always will give people the opportunity to come again and be able to clarify the LCC. So the process we are going through now is we're reaching out to them to come back to LCC. Let's just hear why, and then we'll finally make our decision whether to prosecute you for lying on our oath. But it's a process. The president assets. I will again say I have a 7-year tenure. By the grace of God, I will end the tenure. We will verify the president assets and we will verify the vice president assets. People used to say when they say, "Oh, they can audit the mansion." People used to say, "What? That thing can happen? It can happen." But we have a very good working relationship with the executive, and I think that's something they will be open to. And eventually, we will go through the process. We will write the president that we are coming in to verify his assets, his physical assets against what was declared.
And that's how it should be. Yeah. Okay. Are there any other questions?
Yes, there are. Punitive measures. That former representative Gray talk about are there. He mentioned the issue. I kept mentioning public officials, but employees of government. In fact, in 10.2 it speaks. There are 3 categories of people that are supposed to declare. People who are elected. When you are elected, the law says before you even take office, you should declare. People who are appointed by the president, the law says upon receipt of upon appointment, and we start counting it from the date on our green letter. When you receive that green letter, 30 days afterward, within 30 days, you're supposed to declare your asset. Then it comes to employees of government. These are people who are involved in decision affecting contracting, tendering, procurement, issuance of licenses. You are also required to declare. We are in the process of setting up a baseline of people who are required to declare assets. So what we have done, we have written over I think 83 or 84 institutions, and they are actually sending in the organogram, and we will look at those organograms to be able to define and identify and define those positions. But if you look in our guideline for asset declaration, we listed people there. We listed board members, people in the AFL, commissioners, lawyers who are in-house counsels. We listed all of those people as individuals that are required to declare. The former representative also mentioned that he
said he did an exit to the chief clerk.
So he exited in 2023 and
2024.
2024
January.
And at that time, the 2022 Act was in effect, and the 2022 Act, all of those other authorities that people used to declare to, they were the law required that all of them
go straight to LACC.
So he hasn't.
So and he is the proponent of. He was the proponent of the former representative Gray. As we speak, since you already get your exit declaration, please carry to LACC. Yeah. the case closed. He must carry that before the weekend, because next week I'll ask you.
So there's a Jacob that called. I think it's somebody that knows me personally, and I just want us to not go into these kind of conversation with emotions. I remember that case. Like I said initially, we do not investigate based on sentiment. I appreciate and I applaud. I told you, I said most of the information we can get it through the media, all the likes of all the other people that post on their blogs. We go there, we investigate these things. But I rely on the expertise of my investigators, and not because I'm sitting in studio. At most time, I try not to get involved in investigation. I don't even go downstairs. If you see me going downstairs to ask for a report, that means the report has been overdue and the public is talking about it. I do not interfere. And so when these investigative reports come out, like I said, that mean we can say your issue clearing or your prosecute. I told you the process we can go through. So even if I, God forbid, manipulate the process, it goes to the board, the BOC. If you see us arguing in there, it can be easy. So people can say, no, y'all send for the member or y'all send for the woman, let her come and provide additional information to this report. And we have done that before. So I trust the judgment and the report that comes out of until I can get or have a proven reason to doubt those reports. The report on that particular case, the investigators investigated and they did not see probable cause to proceed to trial.
But sometimes these things pop up on social media and people may not have the investigative skills to know whether this is really true or
the
it is manipulated.
The way Jacob have information and Jacob know, Jacob can bring that information. Like I said, if you look at our investigative our clearance, we always leave that clause there. We can still come back, open the case.
Okay, so Jacob, I know you are watching. So if you have additional information that can help the LACC, you can present it to them. Trust me, we'll also be on their backs to remind them. I think so far so good. Someone talk about the previous Ministry of Agriculture. There are some case. What are you people?
I was briefed on that case. That case went to court, and there was an issue of statute of limitation, and it was because of that case was dismissed. So the case was dismissed at the you're talking about what her name, Chinny?
Yeah.
Okay. I was briefed. The case was dismissed because of statute of limitation.
Okay. That's how we'll let you all go. Thanks so kindly for being here.
Thank you so much.
Let's take your parting comment, sir, then we'll take her.
The job for fighting corruption is a dedicated task. And sometimes you normally don't have friends. But the issue is that you must be guided by standards. Nothing is done on any prejudicial basis or any personal basis or interest. At the LACC, for the period of time being there, the standards are in place to do check and balances to ensure that when we say someone is under investigation, adequate due process is accorded that person. And so far, so good. we that has but let me just say, you didn't bring this question.
Mhm.
As a country, we also need to look at the current confiscation regime, which we have not. We need to give some teeth to the, because the problem is with even a law such that we cannot confiscate a property that we believe by all investigative standards is a proceed.
No.
Okay, it's a proceed of crime. I mean, we need to, as a nation, we also need to be looking at what kind of laws we begin to pass to strengthen, for example, pre-confiscation regime, pre-conviction confiscation, which is currently not the case. But I believe that if we work on that, and with the if the NDCC, the National Anti-Corruption Court, is established, it will give broader, it will fast track cases, ensure that we can have a lot of more cases of corruption, and we can have what we call convictions, or whatever the outcome will be, to dispose of many corruption cases as quickly as possible in the numbers.
Okay, madam.
Julius, we didn't talk about our preventive measures, which has to do with awareness.
Yeah, maybe we can do that one in part 2. You can pay some more money.
Chief,
to do part
waste
2.
more than
It was a very tactical move. Yeah, no, you're trying to finish.
Okay.
I gave her additional 10 minutes.
All right. So I want to use this opportunity to read out the LACC service delivery email. It's lacc.servicedelivery@gmail.com. You can send an email to that, or you can just walk to the LACC. You can be able to file information with the LACC. The fight against corruption is not only a fight for LACC, it's the fight for all of us. We will use this opportunity to encourage the general populace to work with us. Our focus now, this year, we are focusing on going into the rural areas. We've been having a lot of complaints about projects that are out there from previous administration and current administration that are just unfinished. We want to look into that area too. So, Julius, I think
including the Lo-Fi project.
There's a need for us to really come back and talk about those
including the FOIA project. People asking if LSC will investigate that project. There's too much noise around it.
We will come back to the show.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so kindly. We have tactically made them that they will come back. Pay some, anytime they come in, they get paid money. And when they pay money, it's good for the station. So that's how we go. This break. The next guys is coming in shortly.
Good news to all travelers in and out of Liberia. ST Transport Service has introduced new fleet of buses in Liberia to take travelers from Monrovia directly to Ghana, Abidjan, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. We also do connection for our passengers to Lomé, Cotonou, and Lagos, as well as Bamako, Dakar, and Banjul. We also travel from Monrovia to Plebo Harper, Maryland County. For more information, you can visit our red light office opposite Zone 9 Depot 1 Police Station, or call us on 0775 908830, 0886 888 538, 0777 77 5501, and 0555 558801. What are you waiting for? Come and enjoy our fast, reliable, and comfort service. ST is here to serve you.
Welcome back. We have with us Benedict Koluba, former assistant minister. He's right here with us. We can always have him. Yeah, it's more of his time, but yeah, we can always have him. We can always have him. Okay, so yeah, no, turn it like this, on the other way. Yeah, okay, that's the best way to do it. Welcome.
Thank you, Julius. It's good to be here, and I can say quickly that I declare my assets because of the conversation you are on.
Yeah, I was definitely going to ask, But you think, I just been talking about asset and asking former officials if they declared the time they were exiting.
I declared when I entered, and I'm a very careful, scary person. I like very high-headed, so I like to follow the system. I'm very principled on that. I declare when I enter, when I was getting out, I declare my assets. Yes. And that, in fact, from my experience, from what I see in our country, if I had the opportunity, I would recommend that they should digitize the process. For example, I was applying to a school in Europe. I didn't carry all my documents. I didn't go to Europe to apply. I get filled in, they gave me quote, and then I apply, attach all my documents, and submit it, and verify. So they could do the assets declaration like that. It would be faster and easy. Only the verification now can become an issue. Yes. The next thing, I think every citizen should declare assets, particularly those who are doing business. You don't know when you will do business with government. So I think we should move our assets declaration to that point that as a citizen, once you're working, because you never know when you come in contact with government work. So once you digitize and make it easier, everybody will get the year end, you get to tell the country or tell the state this is how far you are. And that's part of the fight against probably money laundering or corruption. Because now you don't have to work in government before you commit crime of money laundering or nothing. So maybe it's something that we can look at.
Yeah, sure. It makes a whole lot of sense. So Benedict Columbus says he declared upon exiting because he just caught my question. He just caught my question from Imamo.
Yeah.
We ended up around yellow machine. Is there any other additional thing you need to say? I had Senator Koga here yesterday. He said yes, it's good, but he brought in the NIMBA experience and he highlighted a whole lot of things for which he believes it is a risky venture for the government.
So I really thought, I told you I wanted to stay away from yellow machine, right? Because I feel that, and I still believe, bringing a yellow machine doesn't make any economic sense to the government. But since they say they know plenty, let's leave them. In fact, if they have brought on 400 or 500, we have been happy. But because the conversation is coming out and with professional intellectual, we can't just let it go. The yellow machine is one of the biggest burden that will come on this country.
Why?
First thing I told you the last time, right? From the day